Hey guys, Ajax22 here, and we're back with the Crusty Colt. Had such a good run of luck using the metal restore on the Ruger, and didn't see a tremendous amount of, or really any, metal degradation from using it. So I feel like the time has come to try it with the something a little more fragile, so I'm going to throw this into the bath and see what actually happens. This is the same fluid that we used from before. You got to make sure that you keep this covered when you're using it, because it really does evaporate. This is the level and state of the fluid before we go in. I have hopes that this is going to get inside the crevices of the crane in a way that the electrolysis wasn't, and maybe make some of the flakes pop off. We'll see. But yeah, it's going to be curious to see how well this works. Let me try that. Let's make sure there's no bubbles inside it. Alright, I'm gonna do a checkup on this in an hour, and then another checkup on it a little after, a couple hours, and then probably let it sit overnight if that hasn't gotten to a point where it's good. Wow. You can kind of see, you can kind of make out that it's some of the stuff on the barrel appears to be getting a little fuzzier around the edges. It does seem to be interacting. Yeah, I'm cautiously a fan of this stuff. I don't know that I would start out using it. I kind of wonder how much of this gun would be left if we'd jumped directly to it instead of going to electrolysis. But yeah, I think we're definitely going to have a product endorsement of this officially on this channel. We'll see if it does anything bad. But we've inspected this thing pretty thoroughly, so we know we should be able to determine what, if anything, is going on. All right, I will return in the blink of an eye. All right, we're back, and as you can maybe able to see, the water or the chemical around the frame has started to darken a little bit. It's more apparent when you're directly overhead, but yeah, you'll notice it just sort of creates this slightly darker haze. Might actually benefit from a stir, but it seems to be doing stuff and things. Exactly what and to what degree we're not going to know for another couple hours here, but it's definitely doing something. Very curious to see what it's going to do that crane actually, because I've been working that mechanically, and it's yeah, starting to break free. Ideally, I'd be able to get that screw out, but well, I'll have to wash my hands real quick after this. But you'll notice that the screw head is not breaking free. I might have to use a hot wrench. I don't know. Probably actually going to wind up machining that out, which is a job for someone with steadier hands than I. But we'll see. Yeah, you can see it like when it disturbs the water, just how much is broken off inside it. Anyway, gonna let this sit for a few more hours, come back to it, be back in a flash. Alright, just doing a quick glance at it. It's been 3 or 4 hours. As you can see, I lifted it up, and the remaining black cloud that's left behind, stirring this makes a big difference. The fluid does definitely could do with some agitation in the process. I think it speeds it up. Not sure exactly what it's doing to the metal itself, but the fluid's getting darker, which, you know, lends me to believe that it's doing something to an oxide. So we shall see. I'm gonna put this in here, stick it outside, and let it sit overnight so it's not in the middle of the floor. But yeah, it does seem to be doing something. We'll see exactly what in the morning when we pull it out and do a detailed inspection. We'll rinse it off and just go for it. All right, be back in a flash. All right, guys, we're back, and as you can see, the oxides were strong with this one. Yeah, curious as to seeing what's under here. I'm gonna take it, rinse it real quick, and then take it, put it under the lights, and do an inspection here. But it looks like it got rid of a lot. I mean, just by the coloration of the water or the chemical. My guess is, yeah, that it did some good. So I'll go and get on that and show you in a sec. But I definitely wanted to show you the color of the chemicals here. It did something. It did a lot of something. So yeah, I'm really loving this stuff. So one sec, be right back. Okay, guys, pulled it out, washed it off, oiled it up, and then while I was there, I took a screwdriver and pried a little bit on the crane, and I want to show you guys something. Check that out. It's not moving freely yet, but that is a beautiful thing right there. It's, yeah, I've been waiting to see that for a while. There might be markings under the crane. I'm very curious to see if there's actually on these guns anything in there. A lot of manufacturers put it. I'm not as familiar with the Colt as I should be, and you can see there's still dirt and gunk and all manner of schmutz that's was wedged into this thing. But now that it's got a little bit more space for fluids to flow, I'm hoping that chucking it back in the bath. I'm impressed with the chemical bath. If you guys recall what it looked like inside here as far as stuff that needed to be scraped out of little divots and holes, and you know, it wasn't pretty inside. Now it's a lot more so. Plus it looks like it pulled just a lot of the black oxide off that wasn't moving before. Yeah, a lot of the black scale seems to be dissolving. So I washed it with soap and water, hit it with a little light coat of ram oil just to keep it from, you know, oxidizing if I suddenly have to run and do actual work, which I need to get back to here in a second. I didn't want to leave it to be oxidized. I'm not sure where to be looking for markings. There's still plenty of black scale on the rear side of this thing, which I'm hoping another dip in the chemical bath will dissolve. I may be running a little low on useful life of that dip, but you know, it's the steel underneath in the grip areas seems to be clean enough. There might be impressions still. I mean, we're seeing, you know, we can make out all the individual pins, you know, the screw heads, the everything. I'm not really sure. I gotta get on the Google and see if we can figure out exactly where we should be looking. But yeah, I'm excited. This is a low-key excited voice, but I am definitely like feeling it right now. Yeah, I just want to look inside that crane. Can't quite make it out. Trying to focus. Yeah. Anyway, it seems like the fluid is doing a good job, a real good job. You're not going to be able to make this out without me getting a bore light, but you can make out some rifling. This portion right here is still got a lot of flake that just needs a brush run through it. I don't have a long enough pistol brush kicking around here handy for me to be able to do that, but it's easy enough to come by. I just need to get one. It hasn't been the highest of priorities, just hasn't. But yeah, some of the areas where I would expect to see some marking are still pretty heavily pitted. I mean, we're never going to see anything on this barrel. There's just no way. I mean, there is a little bit more black scale to pull off, but it is pretty bad. The inside of the barrel, I think, is in better shape. But yeah, this is dangerously close to gun. I want that serial number. I want to know. I want to know what it was, where it came from. I mean, file with Colt for the papers on it, you know. But yeah, the little spring's still coming out. You can see where the mounting screw goes. It's nice and it's actually pretty clean. I think I'm going to be able to drill that and just use a screw remover, pull it right out. The little hand here is going to need to be replaced. The little arm's going to need to be replaced. We're going to have to do a screw remover on this right here. I mean, it's all going to need to be done. This right here, there's a slight bulge. You might not be able to make it out. But it looks like in the process of this getting, you know, the weight of the world pushed on it while it was in the foundation, it pushed on the side of the cylinder, broke the pin, and levered out like that. Doesn't seem to have warped the frame. Might have bent the outside of this lip here a little bit in. I think the crane pivot might be out of alignment too. Like this little, can't see that hand that I'm gesturing with. This little tip seems to be curled in on itself, and that's what we're working against here in the prying. I actually think that if I could get this screw out right here, which it's possible, maybe I can heat it and cool it and heat it and cool it and just shock it till it breaks, but it's or machine it or something. It's hard when you can see the edges of the screw and they're that clean, for lack of a better word, and you just can't quite pop it, you know. I hammered in a bit into this actual screw head earlier and it just didn't go. That might have been ill-advised. I probably should have waited, but I didn't anticipate that this metal rust remover was going to be quite so effective. It definitely needs a couple more dips in it. I'm gonna go, now that it's been scrubbed a little bit, I'm gonna go throw it back in and give it another few hours, maybe a day. If I don't see anything, you know, I don't see anything dissolving or corroding badly. Seems like all the metal's still there. The smooth surfaces are still just as clean and pretty as they were before, such as they are. Yeah, I think there might be under this black stuff, there's a chance there's a marking. We'll see. I mean, it might be a lost cause, but there's a chance. And I will cling to that hope till it's proven otherwise. At which point, maybe using finally tracking down a Magnaflux. Do this one and do the 1911 while we're at it. Yeah, rapidly approaching gun. It's ooh, so close. I'm gonna throw it back in. I've been talking too long, but I'm excited and this is awesome. So yeah, this is gonna be it for this video. I'm gonna do this for a few more days and record it, but probably be a little while before I get to get back to it. So, you know, subscribe and tell your friends and stuff. Appreciate it. Thanks.